Hey, how's it going? It is B Don here, and guys, in this video I'm going to be going over the graphic settings that you can choose between for Dying Light 2 on the PlayStation 5. Now, if we go through each mode in our options, we have three modes that are available. We have Resolution, which gives you native 4K resolution at a locked 30 FPS. Okay, now this is what I've been playing the game on because I feel even though I'm sacrificing the frame rate, the game looks really good in 4K. And because it's a locked 30 FPS, I'm not getting any drops in the frame rate. It is still pretty comfortable to play. Now, it does take some getting used to, but once your eyes adjust to the lower frame rate, it's still a pretty comfortable way to play. Now, if you look here, I'm playing right now in the 4K resolution mode. Now, as you can see here, I just love this room because there's just so much detail. You got the hay on the ground, you got the log, right? This is how the game looks in 4K. And it's absolutely breathtaking. If you go around here and you start looking more at the textures, it's a lot more detailed in 4K, like go to the wood. And I'm going to look at all these things in the other modes as well. And then I'm going to go into the bazaar here, and I'm just going to show you how the character models look and just the lighting. Okay, so as you can see here, the lighting is really impressive in the 4K mode. Um, this is me moving full speed, so you know if you're used to 60 FPS, it's gonna be a little different. But at the end of the day, like I said, it is playable. So we'll just have a look at this lady here. Just pay attention to like the details and the stuff in her sweater. Okay, we'll walk up around a bit more.
So that's the pilgrim.
Alrighty. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back the same way and I'm going to switch it over into the next mode, which we have is... Oh, let's turn that gamma back. So this is the performance mode. So performance mode is the 60 FPS version, but for some reason, Techland decided to make it native 1080p at 60 FPS, which after playing a game like Returnal, where you have native 4K, 60 FPS, and ray tracing, like as the standard for that game, the PlayStation 5 can handle 60 FPS 4K, or at least they could have thrown in a 60 FPS 2K mode like they did with the Xbox. But unfortunately, we don't have that on the PS5 yet. So here we have the 1080p mode. Now, as you can see, there is a huge difference already in the textures. Like, it still looks good, it's still playable. It is very smooth because it is a locked 60 FPS, okay? So it's not aiming for 60 FPS, it is locked. Um, and as you can see here, it's very smooth, right? It is comfortable to play, but at the end of the day, 1080p, it's like, give your head a shake. Alright, now I'm going to just go through the same way I came in. Okay, let's have a look at this woman again. So if we look at her sweater, it's not as detailed. It's still pretty decent, but even in the face, you can see like there's like less gloss. It's a little more matte. Um, and coming out this way here, like it still looks good, but again, it all just comes down to your preference. Are you somebody who wants 60 FPS over the graphics, or are you somebody who wants the detail? Me personally, what I've been doing is I've been switching back and forth. So if I'm doing like story missions and stuff where I want where I'm doing a lot of running and rooftop stuff, I'll switch it into the 60 FPS mode, and then if I go into story modes, I'll switch back to 30 FPS. Okay, and then we'll just have a quick look at this room here. Again, graphics aren't horrible, but they are a little bit more bland, okay? And if we go over
That
here to the
water tower is
fence,
impossible to climb.
you're going to see it's a little more
We are
flatter
so
in
screwed.
terms of the details. Okay, and then the last mode we have is... Now this was added in the last update. or a couple updates ago, and it's called Quality Mode. Now, Xbox Series X doesn't have this mode. Xbox, for some reason, Techland gave Xbox a balanced mode, which aims at 60 FPS at QHD, which is something I was hoping for the PS5. And for some reason, the PS5 got Quality Mode, which is basically just a 1080p native resolution with a horrible ray tracing. And I think this is actually the worst mode to play the game in. For some reason, it seems the most sluggish. And I'm going to show you, and it's not really all that great. But here we have the ray tracing on. Okay. You know, kind of looks okay, but again, I find it's very sluggish. Like this, I don't know if it's aiming for 30 FPS or what, but I've been playing on all three, and I find this one's the least smoothest. Now, the ray tracing, again, isn't all that impressive in this game. I find the 4K gives better lighting. We're just going to walk through the bazaar again. You know, maybe it does shadows a little bit better, but
Sophie has
nothing too impressive. We'll have a look at this person again. Again, this is 1080p, so it's not going to look any different than the way it did before. And the one thing I do like about this game is they do allow you to switch between the graphics modes, whereas some games require you to restart the game. But at the end of the day, again, it comes down to preference. Now, before I end this video, what I'm going to do is show you what it's like to be running on all of the graphics mode. So we're going to start with the quality mode since we're already in it, and we're going to head out into the world, and we're just going to do some quick parkour, and you guys can let me know kind of what you think is the better resolution and what you find more comfortable to play on. So here we go. So it's a little blurry and fuzzy. Okay. We're just going to do a lap. We'll just head back to the starting point here. So again, this was quality mode. This is 1080p with ray tracing. Okay. And now we're going to head back, and we're just going to go backwards. So this is quality mode. Next, we're going to do performance mode. So obviously, this is going to be 1080p again at 60 FPS. So again, this is probably going to be everybody's most favorite. I know it's mine when I'm running around, but when I'm watching cutscenes, I want that sexy 4K. But you know what? It does really upset me that Xbox got the balanced mode. I don't know why they got it and PlayStation didn't, because both systems are comparable in terms of the operating power. Part of me thinks, and this isn't like, you know, I don't know if this is 100% true or not, but I have a feeling that maybe Xbox tossed extra money over to Techland, and they just happened to get like an earlier update. So hopefully it's coming down the tube. So anyways, again, this was the 60 FPS at 1080p. Okay, and last but not least, we're going to have the 4K at a locked 30 FPS. Now again, this is what I prefer to play. Okay, so again, that's resolution mode. And here we go. You guys might be hearing some scratching in the background. I apologize, my dog is having a shit fit right now. So this is pretty decent for running at, I find. You know, it has its moments where it does get a little, you know, fuzzy, but I found that the ray tracing is just by far the worst mode. Like, come on, Techland. Like, why do we get a crappy ray tracing quality mode and Xbox gets a balanced mode? Like, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. You know, and again, I've played Returnal. Returnal is native 4K 60 FPS with ray tracing, and there's no other modes in that game, and the PlayStation can run it smoothly. So, again, hopefully we get that in the long run. But anyways, guys, these are the three graphics modes that you can get in Dying Light 2 on the PlayStation 5. Now, if you're playing on an Xbox, again, you're going to have um, performance or balanced mode, which is aiming at 60 FPS at a 2K resolution or QHD. You're going to have I believe you're going to have what's the other mode? I'm drawing a blank, guys. Sorry. So you're going to have the resolution mode, which is the 4K at 30 FPS. You're going to have the balanced, and you're not going to have quality mode, okay? Quality mode is something that was only on the PS5. And again, guys, quality mode 1080p with ray tracing. We have performance, which is 1080p at 60 FPS, and again, the resolution, which is 4K at a locked 30 FPS. So, guys, let me know what you think is the best way to play this game. Let me know what you think the game looks best in, what mode you prefer. And again, guys, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great one.